Hi folks, Doug here, Ellis Car Customs, where we never quit and we never surrender. We just keep plugging away. Welcome back to my friends. Welcome aboard to my new friends. Um, if you're new here, whenever we get a gift for the car, I say a gift, this is not it's a gift from me to the car. I had to pay for this. But whenever we get one, we open it up together so we can see what we got and hope that what we got was what we ordered. So, without further ado, I'll take my box cutter. This came all the way from Ohio. And I want to thank, if you're new here, you might not be aware that we have Ellis Car Customs Facebook group that has over 300 members, and that's where all of our friends meet to share their rides, pictures of their rides, talk about their cars, network with each other. But it was one of my friends on there, hopefully I say his name right, James Tilsner, who put me on the track to find this. I didn't end up, the ones that he messaged me about, one of them was in terrible shape and one of them was already gone. And so I stepped up and bought the next best one that came by itself and not as a pair. It's well packaged, thank God. I'll give you a clue. If you've watched before, you've heard me say that this piece is made out of 100% unobtainium. So this is our long lost driver's side stainless for the top of the door over there. It looks to be in pretty decent shape. I mean, it's used obviously, but it doesn't look like somebody tore it up to get the screws out or anything. It doesn't. The other one I looked was $100 cheaper than this one. This was 240 bucks to get it. But if you gotta have it, it's worth it. But there was one I could have got for $100 less. But I mean, it looked like somebody took an ice pick to it, and it just was full of dimples and dents. And you know, I'd have spent forever trying to make it look decent. So to me, it was worth 100 extra bucks to get one that looked decent. So we got this. The next thing is we finished up the garnish moldings that we were fabricating in the last episode. So I have to come up with something else to do. As I record this, I'm not quite sure what I'll start on next, but we'll figure it out together. Thanks for coming along. Thanks for hanging out with me, and we'll see what in the next, well, in the next scene I may show you what this looks like on the door. But after that, you may see what I decide to do. And we'll both be surprised together. Thanks for coming. My buddy's hiding out in the car. So, that's our newly acquired stainless on the door. I like it. It's hard to, without the wing window in there, you don't get the full effect of it, but it fits up there nice the way it's supposed to, and then, like I said, it's not full of dings and dimples and dents and stuff. This is actually probably nicer than the one I've got on the other side that I already had. But I'm coming to see it. But yeah, like I said, it was one of them things. I could have hung around hoping a cheaper one would show up, but the fact that the guy only had the one and it was the one I needed, I figured the next best pair, one I could find, they were only selling them as a pair and they were $500. So I bit the bullet and got it. Right, buddy? So here's a seat that we recovered in a earlier episode while I learned how to upholster. If you are curious as to how I did that, you'll have to look back a few episodes, probably pushing 100 episodes ago, where we reupholstered this seat. But we have the seat brackets there that it sits on that have to be welded to the floor. So we've got to use this seat to locate those brackets where they need to be and mark them off and grind and weld and do what we got to do, attach them to the floor. Nice thing about it is this is an all new floor. It may not look like it, but this floor is all new from the kick panel all the way back. And then if you're new here, that floor there is all new because obviously this was a hard top, so it had a different trunk floor. So we went with that floor with the spare tire delete, so we could not have to put the goofy looking wagon gas tank in that goes in over the rear axle. I was able to install a normal gas tank where the spare tire well would normally be. That's also in past episodes if you want to go back and look it up. But yeah, we're going to figure out where these things go and mount them in there. Look at that. There's a nice place to... Hey, don't do that. Hey. Quit it. No scratching. You can sit on it. No scratching. He's like, I'm not used to there being a padded thing in this car.
But she's had enough of waiting for calls that don't come through. She's all done complaining about dreams that don't come true. Dreams that don't come true. Got a ticket on the next bus to nowhere, and there's nothing you can do to stop her now. He had made that call, let her know he cared. She wouldn't be on that next bus out of town.
We've got our seat, I don't know what you'd call them, seat stands, brackets, whatever they're called. They were expensive. I think they were like $160 something for them little goofy things. But anyways, I probably could have fabricated something, but every now and then you gotta bite the bullet and buy pre-made stuff. Especially when it's available. But we got them welded in there. So next thing to do is clean up the floor. I'll probably brush on a heavy coat of paint on the floor. It's going to be covered with carpet anyways. I just want to, give it a nice good coating. Some people might put down, the soundproof and the Dynamat or whatever. Chevrolet didn't do it. All you had was like the jute under the carpet or whatever. But I like some road noise, and I want to hear my exhaust pipes sing. And I like the feel of being in an old car. I mean, you soundproof it too much or whatever, and you might as well be driving a Lexus or something. I like the sounds and the smells and just the feel of driving an old car. It's part of the experience. So yeah, I guess a little cleaning up to do, and we'll coat it with some paint and see how it looks. So that's what I've got for you in tonight's episode. We got a little something done. We got our long lost piece of stainless that we needed, and we'll call that a win. Thanks again, James, for putting me on the track to find that. And we got our seat brackets welded in. So the next step will be to get the floor all cleaned up, get a coat of paint on it, and probably order up some carpet for it. And we'll see if we can get that buttoned up. Then probably look into starting to figure out the wiring. And as I've said before, I'm not a big fan of wiring, but I got there's boxes around here somewhere. But yeah, I got the big old wiring harness, so I won't run out of wires. And if we get enough wiring done, you know, I said I would wanted to wait till I had a exhaust system on there, but who knows? I might burp the engine in a upcoming episode just to hear it. I heard it run before we pulled it out. If you're not a long time person, the engine was donated by my buddy Mitch, and if you go back quite a few episodes for the road trip episodes, you could check out when we traveled out to get the engine and pull it out and bring it back. It was a big adventure. It's worth watching if you haven't seen it. Just look for the ones titled Road Trip. But yeah, because I'd like to hear it run too again. It might be a little loud, so we'll see what happens. Thanks for stopping by. Hope to see you on the next one. Take care, everybody.